When life throws its absolute worst at you, what if the point isn't just to survive it? What if it's about finding something inside you that's totally unbreakable? Well, today, we're going to dive into that very idea in an explainer we're calling the unbreakable soul.
Let's just jump right into the deep end with this question. I mean, really think about it. The hardest moments in your life, we always think of them as these tests of strength, right? Like, how much can I take before I break? But what if that's not the point at all? What if they're actually here to show you what you're made of? And maybe, just maybe, what you're here to do? And to really get our heads around this, we're going to unpack two ancient parables that are deeply connected. You'll see they have similar characters, and they face similar challenges. But wow, do they reveal two completely different and really powerful layers of meaning when it comes to facing adversity? So, our journey kicks off with what we're calling a tale of two trials. Both stories are centered around this figure named Januarius. And even though they seem similar on the surface, they're going to show us two wildly different sides of what it means to go through the fire. Let's start with the first one. Our first story is called The Unburnt Radiant Seed, and it's really a parable all about purity. The whole thing is built around this incredible metaphor, a single, precious seed that has the potential to bring pure light into a world that's just full of darkness. All right, so picture this. You've got a land just shrouded in darkness, run by this tyrant who is terrified of the light. But there's a master craftsman who has cultivated this one-of-a-kind seed named Januarius. It's destined to grow into a tree that bears fruit of pure light. While the tyrant, he can't have any of that, right? So his order is simple, and it is brutal. Find every single one of these seeds and throw them into a fiery furnace. And this tyrant, he doesn't mess around. He puts the seed through not one, but two trials that are designed for nothing less than total annihilation. First, it gets tossed into a roaring furnace. When that doesn't work, he has it thrown into an arena to be trampled and torn apart by wild beasts. I mean, the goal here is absolute destruction. But this is where the story just completely flips the script. The tyrant expected total destruction by fire, right? Instead, the flames just purified the seed. They burned away all the unimportant stuff, the husks of fear and desire, and left it perfectly unharmed. Then, he expected it to be crushed by beasts. But the animals, they could sense its pure essence, and they actually gathered around to protect it. So the trials didn't destroy the seed. They just showed everyone what it was truly made of. And this brings us right to the heart of this first parable. The trial was never about testing how tough the seed was. It was about revealing the quality of what was inside, its pure, incorruptible soul. You see, the seed didn't become pure because of the trial. The trial just proved it had been pure the whole time. But believe it or not, the story is far from over. Okay, so now let's watch how this idea gets even deeper. We're shifting from the purity of a seed to the purpose of a vessel. This next part is a parable of sacrifice, and it adds this whole new, crucial layer to what a trial can mean. Now, you're going to see a very similar story play out, but this time, our hero Januarius isn't a seed. He's a bishop, a vessel made of clay, taking care of a vineyard. And just like before, a cruel king brings a drought and tries to destroy Januarius using the same methods, fire and beasts. And, just like the seed, the vessel stays whole. His faith makes him unbreakable. And here it is. This is the moment everything changes. The king's men, just full of what the story calls impotent rage, they give up on the elaborate trials. They realize if they can't break his spirit, fine, they'll just shatter his body with a sword.
This is where the parable totally redefines what martyrdom even is. It's not an end. It's not a defeat. It's a transition. It's the moment a container is intentionally broken so that what it's holding inside, its most precious contents, can finally be set free.
So when that sword falls, the vessel breaks, his living water, his blood, pours out onto the ground. Now to the king, that's it, game over, destruction. But for the vineyard, it's salvation. His life, now released from its physical container, soaks into the parched earth and brings life back to everything. His breaking actually serves a much greater harvest.
So, what are we supposed to do with these two stories? I mean, one is about surviving, and the other is about sacrifice. Let's take a look at how these two outcomes, being revealed versus released, are actually two truths from one single powerful story.
Okay, so let's put it all together. The story of the radiant seed is all about revealing purity. The trial proves what is inside the soul. But the story of the shattered vessel, that's about releasing a purpose. That trial proves what the soul is for. One of them endures without a scratch to show its true nature, and the other one breaks in order to fulfill its life-giving mission.
So, what does all this really mean for us? Well, the big takeaway here is that not all trials are the same. Some trials come into our lives to reveal our unshakable core, to show us our own strength. But other trials, maybe the toughest ones, they're meant to break us open. Not to destroy us, but to release our purpose out into the world. It means that real strength isn't just about gritting your teeth and enduring. It's also about the power of a willing sacrifice, knowing when to break for the sake of a greater harvest.
And that leaves us with one final, big thought to carry with us. We're all vessels, right? We all contain something precious inside. So the question we have to ask ourselves is this. In our own lives, when is breaking not an end, but actually a beginning? When is it the very thing we need to finally fulfill our deepest purpose?